Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Crimi-Trent. Today we're going to paint this beautiful and easy, loose winter greenery using, simple colors and actually standing up while we do it. So let's get started. Okay, so let's get started. I got my paper, of course, that I tell you all the time. I have the Arches cold press 100% cotton paper. I am going to start to do some tutorials with the hot press paper. So this gritty cold press paper. Basic greenery colors here. We have a red hue, medium yellow, hooker's green, indigo, Paynes gray, a little burnt umber. I have my black over on the other paper towels with blotting. My water up here. Various brushes. I'll probably be using this Princeton 1/2" Neptune brush. It has like a nice point to it. The Grumbacher number 10. I don't think I'm going to get into the smaller brushes today. And what I'm going to talk to you about is that if you really want to paint loose sometimes, like foliage, what I do often is I stand up. I stand up to paint. It just makes things less rigid on your body. So when you're sitting down, you're more tense. Your arm is in a different position. When you're standing up, you can do things more freely. And this is what this whole thing is about. It's just learning and growing in painting. So I've done a lot of these live tutorials on Instagram this way. You can't see me standing up. One of these days I have to figure out how I can get somebody to film me while I'm doing it, like a double screen. But I'd have to get a student or somebody in here because I have no clue on that. I'm not tech savvy that way. So I'm just going to start grabbing some of this hooker's green. I mixed in a little hooker's green, a little Paynes gray. It's kind of wet and loose. It's on this great brush. See how it goes into a point? And I showed you in one of my tutorials, I think in the greeneries a couple tutorials ago, how to use this brush. There's so many great things you can do. See, it's a pointy tip, so you can hold it like this and you just pull it down. And then with the belly of the brush, you can start and make these great leaves. You're just pushing down and then pulling up and pulling it towards the stem. It's really easy. I'm just going to be doing this. And this first leaf. This brush is great. You have to get this probably at Arts Place. I think I got this at Dick Blick. Somewhere like that. See how simple that is and easy? And that's going to dry. And we're going to go in and grab, I'm going to take the Paynes gray. I'm going to get that pretty loose. I'm going to just see on my paper towel how wet I want it to be. And we're going to crisscross this one. Again, leaf, but now we got this in the gray. You can play around with like pulling it this way, pulling it that way. See? It makes a whole different type of leaf when you pull it the other way. And because the paint is super loose, it's going to dry like light gray. Play around and go back on that one again. Just having fun with this. Okay, I'm going to go grab a brown umber. Maybe put a little red in there. And again, going to crisscross. If it bleeds, so what? Who cares? I'm going to do a bunch of little branches connecting to it. Like so. This is where we're going to grab a different brush, because that brush doesn't lend itself to making berries and circles. So I'm going to just grab my Grumbacher number 10. Going to grab some of this red. This is the bright red, and I mix it in with the crimson color. And we're just going to do our dots. doesn't have to look perfect, and because it's kind of a wet on wick technique, it shouldn't. Now, I don't know if you heard anything about this FTC thing with COPPA, what's going on with YouTube, how they're going through and they're going to be taking down channels that are geared towards kids. And I was getting really scared about my snowman tutorials. So I think it's going to be okay because my channel is geared towards adults, not kids. But if it happens to be private at one point, you'll know why, because I don't want to get fined thousands of dollars. But I think it's good because I think my audience is generally female and mostly, 30 and up. I don't have anybody younger because I don't really picture younger kids really interested in doing something like this. So there you go, you got those berries going right there. I want to grab, you can't see over here, it's making like a lime olivey green. You can mix hooker's green with medium yellow to get that, add a little red to it. Changing up the tones and the colors of green. I'm putting it on my paper towel to see if I like the color. I don't want to put it on here to see if I like it. And again, we're going to do a crisscross branch. And here we're going to add different leaves. I think generally people can paint leaves. This is not very hard to do. What stumps people is composition, color, more than anything. Or subject matter. If I'm painting tutorials every day here, I got to come up with subject matter a lot. So that's difficult. And I have to also not have it compete with my actual everyday job, which is designing for manufacturers. So I'm going to go back to this other brush, the Neptune. I'm going to grab that hooker's green, mix it with a little Paynes gray, maybe a little indigo. I'm going to do some Evergreens. We're just going to swish it like so. It's really easy. This is something easy, fast, fun you could do. And you can frame it in a nice wooden frame. Would be nice. Stick it on your mantle or give it as a gift. We're just building layers here. And I'm going to put this in the back here. We're just whooshing it out. You don't have to follow the same way that I've been placing these greeneries too. You can do your own thing. It's actually better if you do your own thing anyway. But to tutorial for practice, obviously copying helps until you get the hang of it. If you hear weird breathing noises, that is my golden doodle Brady Thomas, named after the goat. Yes, I live in Patriot land, so if you don't like Tom Brady, I'm sorry. Yes, we do. I will have to, my husband keeps saying I should put Brady in one of the videos. I will. He's adorable. You will see him on my Instagram. You can find links to him Instagram in my description box and on my about page. And I post him often in Instagram stories because he's just a lump of love. So we're building up. We're building and building and building. I'm going to go back and grab that Paynes gray again. Go behind here. Try and make some delicate leaves. Just want to make a lot of variety to make your composition interesting. And get some cheap paper if you don't want to spend it on this type of paper. This would be, you practice how to do the leaves and the colors, and then when you're ready, you're gonna go through, you know, ebbs and flows of good and bad with different papers, different paints. It's not gonna be instantaneous. I mean, I think I've mentioned in one of my tutorials that this paper was my nemesis forever. I hated it. I absolutely loathed it until I didn't. I just kept at it. I don't know why. And then I started painting some florals, and I really liked the way it was coming out. Because forever it was hot press or this other cheaper paper that I just liked the way that flowed better. See, I'm just building up. I'm gonna pull this down so you can see this better. I'm gonna go in and grab the brown again and make that really dark. I want to do one big one. Just go like that. And on this brown one, I'm going to put a lot of little branches. It's very therapeutic to stand up and paint watercolor. You're actually getting a little exercise because you're helping your core, and you're taking your mind off the craziness of the day. That's what I love about this paint. It's fast. You have to work with it quickly, but that's the whole point. You just gotta pull this down. It forces you to kind of be in the moment. Now I'm going to grab some blue. Where's that brush? Okay, with the Grumbacher. The indigo. Make some blueberries. On these little branches. Indeed, you could just take all these elements and make it all monotone, all grays, all blues. It doesn't have to be in the Christmas colors. This is where your creativity comes into play. You practice making the evergreens, but then you do it a whole new way. That's my doggy stretching. See how it looks nice. If you want to go back in and add some greenery to those little branches, I'm gonna add some in the focus green. Just do. It's a little too wet. To the branches. Just working fast, putting down color, getting the effect that there's greenery attached to it, without having to look specifically like a type of branch. A lot of comments are, you make it look so easy. Well, I kind of been painting for a long time. I've been painting since I was 5. My dad's a fine artist, so kind of had no choice. And my siblings don't really care to do it. It just was me. Let me go back in here and add some deeper green. So the standing up also helps a lot because you're stepping back and you're looking. And when you're sitting down, you're straight at it. You're not seeing that. That's too much indigo. I'm going to have to grab some Hocus green. And I'm just using this cheap Artist Loft from Michaels. If I was doing a painting that I was going to sell, I would use more expensive paint. For the street cred of the paint. Just like oil paintings generally cost more than acrylic paintings. And I'm going to add some of this green. That's the olivey green. Mix some of this. My palettes are all messy because I mix. Some people say, what color is that? Well, it's kind of that color, but then I do my thing. And here I'm just going to play around with making lines, pulling it in like leaves. Little sprays. Just go like that, like almost like grass. Soup it up. I think to balance out the red, because it's just one spot, and I don't seem to like that right now, I'm gonna grab some brown, maybe put a small one down over here. There's always that rule of thumb in threes. You don't necessarily have to do that, but you do have to balance out your picture. So I might do a little spray here and a little teeny spray up in here. I'll go back in, take my brush, grab my red, just put in, it's more concentrated so it can go over that color without being so translucent. Put in those berries there, and some up in here. It's a little wet, but you get the drift. And there you go. This is a quick and easy green foliage, winter green foliage tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I thank you so much for coming to my channel and stopping by, and I hope you have a fantastic day.